Hello, my friends, my non-friends. Hello, my pretties. So, life with COVID update, and I'm also going to go through some of the supplements I've been using, and I'm going to go over recipes I've been using, the ones that have been working or helping the most. Some of them submitted by you, and some of them just stuff I've brought with from the past that I've known about, as well as my very best cold and flu killer, which actually came from a really good friend of mine about 7 years ago in 2013. So I'm going to share those things with you because these things work really well even if you don't have COVID and you just have a sore throat or a flu or a cold. They work really well at knocking it out, especially if it's normal, where this isn't because it's COVID, and COVID sucks so hard, let me tell you. So first I'm going to go just through things I've got out here in the table in the open here, and that'll be pretty quickly, and then I'm going to go into the other room where I've got my desktop, and then I'll be reading all the different recipes I've been trying, including the ones that have been really working out the most. So maybe you might want to listen to this. Let's see here. Welcome, people. I see some people on now. Hey, everyone. Okay, cool. Now I can see comments if you leave any comments. But you might want to go through this with something to jot down some notes, because I'm going to share some stuff with you, and it's a lot of information, okay? Because I've been getting a lot of information from people. All right, so I will start with this. Elderberry extract. It's a syrup. Oil of oregano. Oil of oregano is nature's most powerful antibiotic. This comes in liquid phytocaps, so it absorbs gently. Calcium, magnesium with zinc, a lot of zinc. Let's see here, vitamin C. Where's that at? Vitamin C, I did a megadose of that, over 10,000 milligrams. Let's see here. I've also got zinc lozenges with elderberry in them. Honestly, I mean, the ingredients in these are great, but as far as soothing, when I sucked on them, didn't really do too much, to be honest. Echinacea Plus with elderberry. It's a tea. They just come in tea bags. Great ingredients, like the last one, but wasn't the best thing to help soothe my throat. Now here's one of my favorite things I've done so far that's really helped to soothe my throat, and that would be throat coat. I actually had this in my pantry probably for a number of years. I just never used it, and it was something submitted by one of you in one of my threads I started. Someone said throat coat and even put a picture up there. Whoever that was, I don't remember the name. Thank you very much. I'm like, oh yeah, I think I got some of that. So I went in my cupboard, my pantry, and there it is. So that's been one of the best things, actually, throat coat, to give me any kind of relief from the sore throat. And by the way, that's my update really as far as how I'm doing with COVID. All I'm dealing with right now is a sore throat that just will not go away no matter what I do. And I'm not familiar with that. I haven't been sick at all in 13 years, except maybe once a year, if that. I would start to come down with a cold or a sore throat, but it wouldn't go very far. My body would knock it right out. I do one of these remedies here and it's gone, especially my cold and flu killer, which is my number one. I'll get to that in a moment. But this is different. This is not a normal thing. It's COVID-19. Okay, so let's see here. Lemon oil, very concentrated lemon oil. I've also got actual lemons to squeeze too for different recipes, which I will go over in a moment here. More oregano oil, this time in a little tincture with the little droplets. And for that, this, by the way, with the little droplets from this, I've been steaming my face with oregano. I'll go over that in a moment. Quercetin with bromelain. Bromelain is found in the core of a pineapple. That's where most of the medicinal value of the pineapple is the core with the bromelain, so I got the supplement for that. And it's nature's pain reliever, also an immune booster, anti-inflammatory, and some other things too that I forgot. And those are, oh yeah, these throat drops have been working pretty well. Those are pretty soothing. And this one has been one of my favorites, Luden's Honey and Licorice. So this one has been much better than this one, even though these ingredients are awesome. But this one has soothed my throat much more, as well as throat coat has soothed my throat a lot. I can hardly talk over here. What's going on? All right. So those are the main ingredients that I've got here. Also, lots of ginger roots. I just pulled up right here, like actual ginger roots, and I might as well lots of onion. So I got all these supplements too, and I got these different oils, but then I've also got the real produce as well. So real onion, real garlic, lots of garlic, lots of ginger root, and one more I want to show you. And lots of turmeric. Turmeric roots. Lots of this. In fact, I'm getting more of this today. So I want to make sure I've got lots and lots of it. Most of the recipes I've been making call for what I've got, for any kind of flu or virus-like thing going on, you want lots of turmeric and lots of ginger root, tons of it. So I got it in supplement form, I've got it in tea bag form, I've got it in essential oil form, and I've got, most importantly, the produce form of it, the real form before it's broken down into anything. Okay, so like with, actually I'm gonna go to the other room now and start going off some of these recipes. So you see some of the ingredients now. So it's time we learn how to apply them. So let me take you with me. Hello everyone. Haven't really seen any comments yet, just a bunch of people signing on to watch. By the way, if you're into this, natural healing, home remedies, go on over to my YouTube. My YouTube, unless you're already there, but either way, go to YouTube and subscribe to me. Like, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified when I make more videos. And that also helps me a ton with the algorithms and getting more exposure, so I can do more of these videos for free. Not too shabby. Okay, waking up my desktop right now. So I got more coming soon, believe me. Believe me. Alright, computer is waking up. Typing in my password. Okay, great. Now it's right up where I left it. And by the way, what I'm sipping here is some of that throat coat stuff that I showed you. Throat coat is something, in my opinion, should just be in your house at all times. So if you do start to come down with a sore throat, you don't have to run out and get any. It's already there. Oh, it's been one of the best things ever. So I'm going to go over things that have worked really well and some things that haven't. But I'm going to start right off the bat with the thing that works the best. And that's going to be a recipe I got from a friend of mine, Andrea Noble, from the year 2013. We used to make a bunch of videos back then, cooking and juicing videos, all of it with an emphasis on medicinal. And so one of the things my friend Andrea showed me was, she called it a cold buster. I renamed it to cold and flu killer. And we've got a couple of different versions of it. One of them is for the stovetop, and another one is just for juicing, for people that have a juicer. And then there's also another one we did called Fire Dragon, which is more of a shot kind of thing where you just have a couple of ounces and really potent. And that one we actually got from a cool place in town here in Kenosha, Wisconsin called Soul Delicious. So credit to them for that one. But all of those I've got available. I published those years ago, back in 2013, on my tomberkenmeyer.com website. So if you're writing stuff down, which I recommend, write down tomberkenmeyer.com. And I have a huge Get Healthy resource there, a huge recipe blog, and a huge YouTube presence. There's a playlist specifically, which you'll see it linked from my website. But I've got nearly 140 episodes so far of videos I've done. So a lot of them with my friend Andrea, by the way, where we just go over healthy, plant-based, whole food meals, as well as a bunch of medicinal type stuff, as well as everything I'm mentioning here just about, including the cold buster and the cold and flu killer recipes. So if you were to go to the search engine, either on tomberkenmeyer.com or my YouTube channel, within my cooking and juicing show, and you search for stovetop cold and flu or just cold and flu, and it's going to come up both the stovetop version as well as the juicing version. So cold and flu, just do a search on my search engine at tomberkenmeyer.com for it, or my YouTube channel, and both of those recipes will come right up. And then if you're interested in the dragon fire one, the shot, that is going to be found on my YouTube channel. That's not on my tomberkenmeyer.com. Not yet. I should add it there. But it's good stuff. So that's been the most potent thing throughout history up to this day. That's helped me out the most in the ingredients in there. So I highly recommend that. And the ingredients that's in those recipes, I recommend just keeping in your house at all times. It's not just good for when you're sick, but it's also good just for day-to-day living. And then when you're sick, you've already got those ingredients. You don't have to go out and get them. And that helps out a ton. And then also when you go into something with an already strong immune system, man, that really does make a big difference too. So let it be part of your daily life. Okay, so I'm going to start reading off these recipes now. A lot of them were submitted to you, or submitted by you. I basically posted a couple of days ago. Your best sore throat remedy. I've already tried gargling with razor blades. Ha! Moving right along. Okay, here we go. Whoops. I'm actually pulling up my website right now, tomberkenmeyer.com, because I can't believe I forgot I did this, but just this morning I put all of these on there so I don't have to go to my Facebook and try to go back and look for it anymore. And I've forgotten about it, but now I remembered, so here we go. So let's see here. The first comment. Gargle with salt water. Drink throat coat tea. Chloroseptic to numb if you're very painful. So tried and proven gargling with salt water. And that does give relief. It's very temporary. And with something with COVID, sore throat coming from COVID, it didn't do a whole heck of a lot like it normally would, but it did help a little. And the throat coat, that was a great reminder. So thank you for that. The chloroseptic, I haven't tried chloroseptic in probably 13 or 14 years, which was the last time that I was sick. And I do remember even back then with just like normal colds and sore throats, it didn't really do much of anything. So I'm not a fan of that as it is. Okay, let's see here. A suggestion for elderberry syrup. Yes, and the directions come with it too about how much you're supposed to take. It's real sweet stuff, very concentrated, and very immune boosting. And it actually kind of feels good going down just a little bit. It's kind of cool. Someone suggested a hot toddy. I'm going to say no to that because there's alcohol in it. Skip that. But the other ingredients in it, let's see, lemon, honey, cayenne. Those are good ingredients. Put those in a tea or a drink or something. Aspirin and ibuprofen and Tylenol. I am not going to take any of those things because they're pharmacological drugs. However, my feeling on those is this. They can be a lifesaver. They do save lives, pharmacological stuff, but it's all about timing, and for me that's a last resort. And if I need it, I'll take it, but I don't feel like I need it, so I'm not, because nature is best. Let's see here. Gargle with salt water, warm salt water. Yeah, a few people. I think a lot of people know about that one. That's the oldest trick in the book. The throat coat and doTERRA On Guard. So that's another one for throat coat. On Guard is an essential oil blend of different oils. A couple people have brought that up. I haven't been interested enough to try it so far. Miss you, let me know if I can bring you anything. Thank you, Danielle. I really appreciate that. Moving right along. Another one for elderberry syrup. Also a cup of tea with honey and ginger. I've been doing a lot of different drinks based on honey and ginger lemon juice, and that's been very good. One thing that I have not enjoyed is apple cider vinegar. I first came across that and I'm like, that could go either way. Obviously, there's a lot of great things in apple cider vinegar, including being very antifungal, antiviral, which is relevant for this, right? But as far as topically, when it goes down my throat, or if I'm gargling with apple cider vinegar, that could also be very rough. It could agitate an already sensitive area like my throat, and I was right. It did agitate, so I decided quickly I would stop with the apple cider vinegar. So I'm not doing that one anymore. But just the generalized lemon, ginger, honey, maybe cayenne pepper in a tea good stuff. That does feel good going down. It's not the most powerful thing so far, which I'm getting to shortly, but it does feel good. Let's see here. Zinc and gargling with diluted. This one I thought was interesting. This comes from a very smart woman too. So zinc and gargling with diluted 35% food grade hydrogen peroxide and elderberry, of course. So I haven't tried that one yet, but I am going to. 35% food grade hydrogen peroxide. I've got to get that. I've got just normal hydrogen peroxide in my closet, but I want to make sure I get the right stuff and try gargling with that and see what happens. Golden turmeric almond milk with cinnamon. Got to use the good stuff like doTERRA or Young Living oil so it's safe to ingest. Okay, this is a really great one. Specifically the golden turmeric golden milk. Turmeric golden milk, that's what I'm calling it. Turmeric golden milk. And I just did a recipe for that yesterday, I believe, and I published that to my website, tomberkenmeyer.com, so you'll be able to find that there. I think I've got it on YouTube as well, maybe. But between the two places, you'll definitely find it. That has been among the best things that I've tried so far is golden milk, turmeric golden milk. And for that, the recipe right off the top of my head, I've made it several times so far because it's so good. The recipe is unsweetened toasted coconut almond milk by Califia and extra virgin raw coconut oil, black pepper, ginger root, turmeric root, all raw, and I believe that was it. I'm pretty sure I said black pepper, right? Oh, and cinnamon too, and black pepper. Certain amounts of, actually I think I do remember the quantities. So it's like 2.5 cups of the almond milk unsweetened, couple of dashes or so of black pepper, about an inch of ginger root peeled and sliced up finely and thrown in there, about 2 inches worth of turmeric root peeled, sliced up finely and then thrown in there. The black pepper I already said, right? A few dashes or so of that. A few dashes or so of cinnamon, and a tablespoon of coconut oil. Yeah. And local raw organic honey. That's the other ingredient. That's everything. I'm confident I got it all. And I would throw it into a pan, heat it up, not a lot. I would not bring it to a boil or even a simmer, but just before a simmer. Stir it all up and then just run it through a filter, and it is so good. It feels so good going down, and all the ingredients are very antiviral, anti-inflammatory, all those stuff. And so I'm putting great things into my body to bring down inflammation and so forth, but it also feels so soothing going down to just sip on it. It's golden milk. It's Ayurvedic cooking based from India, thousands of years old, and it's so good. So that is up there with the best things, right up there with the cold and flu killer recipes I was telling you about a little bit earlier. And you can find all those on tomberkenmeyer.com. So check that out. It's good to do even if you're not sick. Let's see. Hot tea with whiskey, lemon, and honey. No thank you, but thanks for the advice. The thought counts for something. Let's see here. Another person recommended throat coat. Very cool. Let's see here. This is what I used before going to, it's a chloroseptic spray, which I'm not a big fan of. And cleansing with Listerine, not a fan of that either. Tonic water with quinine in it. I don't know what quinine is, so I still have to look that one up. I'm not sure what it is. Let's see here. Old-fashioned warm saltwater gargle. That's the most common one that was suggested. But there was a lot of other suggestions in there. A mix of things where it's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Good idea. Thanks for the reminder. And oh, I haven't tried that before. This is different. Okay, I'll try that out. Lion's pose. I'm not sure what that is. If that's a yoga pose, maybe that person's telling me to sweat it out, or if that's an essential oil blend of some kind. I honestly don't know. Let's see here. Shauna says, I'm quarantined now. I have symptoms, hoping it's negative, and you're feeling better. I hope it's negative too, Shauna, and I hope you feel better soon, my friend. Let's see, make sure I'm not missing anything else. I'm caught up on comments. Next. Starbucks makes something called a medicine ball. You can DIY at home. Helps me every time. So I asked for the recipe and she sent me a link to the recipe. And let's see here if it's going to let me open it up right here. Copycat Starbucks medicine ball. It's easy to Google. Let's see if they have the ingredients listed just really quick on their website while I'm live with you guys. Let's see here. Well, they need to make this more user-friendly, man. Come on. I see pictures of lemons, so that's part of it. Great. Okay, here it is. So the Copycat Starbucks medicine ball. I've got a friend who swears by this one, and it is three-quarter cup of water, 3/4 cup of lemonade, 1 bag of Tivana Jade Citrus Mint Tea. I don't have that. 1 bag Tivana Peach Tranquility Tea. I don't have that, but those would be easy enough to find. 2 teaspoons of honey, 1/8 teaspoon peppermint extract. So a lot of common ingredients that I've already been using. Is probably not much different than a lot of other things, but if it works for you, go for it, man. And who knows, maybe if I give it a shot, this particular blend would do more than others. I just haven't given it a shot so far. But it sounds like a pretty good suggestion if you ask me. Let's see here. Going back to where I was. Here's the one. 1 whole lime, 1 to 2 tablespoons of organic honey, 1 cup of hot water, stir, drink 4 times a day until symptoms subside. Also oregano oil in the morning and night to break up the mucus. Sounds like a pretty good suggestion. A lot of patterns here with a lot of these. There's a lot of overlap with common ingredients with nuance differences. Honey, lemon, cayenne, and warm water. Gargling with salt water and Listerine. Honey to coat. Add some clove oil to the gargle if you can. So clove oil I don't have. I might try that out just because it's different and I haven't tried it before, so who knows. Let's see here. Teaspoon of apple cider vinegar 3 times a day. Definitely not doing that one anymore. As I said earlier, that was very irritating on my throat. Thieves essential oil, or the equivalent. That person isn't saying what to do with it. I'm assuming a gargle or maybe a diffuser, but they didn't say. Fireball whiskey with a chaser of fresh lemon. No, thank you. I'm not going to try that. Let's see. Here's one. 1/2 ounce of thyme leaf powder, 1/4 ounce rose petal powder, 1 ounce slippery elm bark powder, honey. Place herbs in a bowl and just add enough warm honey to create a thick, syrupy consistency, like sticky dough or putty. Pinch off 1/4 teaspoon amounts and roll it into smooth balls. Eat as desired. Gosh, that one does have me a little curious, but man, I'd have to get almost all of those ingredients I don't have. I'd have to find them. So I don't know if I'm motivated enough to try that one, but it does sound really interesting. Traditional medicinals organic throat coat. Yep, that one came up several times. It's one of my favorites. Honey, lemon, cinnamon, and hot water. Just another kind of generic sounding one that does work. Gargle with apple cider vinegar every hour. No, I tried that. Oh my god, that was horrible. Tea tree oil on the outside of the throat. That might be okay. That could be a little soothing. Someone suggested marshmallows. Just marshmallows. No. I won't even eat marshmallows when I'm feeling good. No. Good recommendations here. You can also use a humidifier for moisture in the air. I haven't tried that yet. We'll see. Good THC honey and you'll sleep good. I bet. Pineapple juice is good. Indeed, get the bromelain from the core of the pineapple, and there's not as much sugar, and you get most of the medicinal properties of the pineapple, including nature's painkiller and antioxidants as well, and anti-inflammatory as well, found in the core of the pineapple, the bromelain. So I got a supplement for that one. Hot tea with honey and a cough drop that contains menthol. No idea. I know nothing about that, but it's an idea. Apple cider vinegar and honey, organic, not the generic. Mix and gargle always helps me. Hope you get to feeling better. Yeah, everything except the apple cider vinegar. Not gargling that one anymore. I add lemon to this mix, and the best okay. Yeah, lemon with anything has been pretty good in my experience so far. So I do like the lemon. Here's a really good one from a very smart lady. She says, wild oil of oregano drops cut with olive oil in raw honey with turmeric and a bit of black pepper, about 8 drops per 2 tablespoon doses. At first, 3 times a day, also breathing in steam from boiling pot with ginger and 1 or 2 drops wild oil of oregano. Okay, so the reason why black pepper is often paired with turmeric is because the black pepper helps with the absorption rate of the turmeric in the body, so your body uses more of the healing properties of the turmeric. So whenever I have turmeric, I always use black pepper with it. Always. And this person alluded to, among other things, steaming, oregano steaming, which I got from a few friends of mine had that suggestion, so it kept coming up and it was so different and I was so curious I tried it out. So basically what that is I boil up some water, put it into a mug, and I put like 4 or 5 drops of oil of oregano in there, a couple of drops of lemon oil, and 1 or 2 other things. A drop or 2 of frankincense. The main ingredient for this purpose was oil of oregano. So then I would just go like this and breathe it in very slowly and with my eyes closed. Otherwise, the steam would have burned my eyes. And also, it is so potent, man. I couldn't just go and breathe quickly. Otherwise, I think I'd have burnt out my nasal cavities. So that was kind of weird. But if I did it slowly enough and really took my time with it, it actually did feel kind of good. And I'm told if there's a lot of mucus buildup, a lot of sinus congestion, it clears you right up. I wouldn't know because that's not one of the symptoms that I have. But I will do that one again because it was kind of nice. And it was completely new to me as well. So I love learning new stuff. Slippery elm bark, sage infusion, oil of oregano capsules. I never heard of slippery elm bark, but hey, you never know. Warm honey and water may add cinnamon, ginger, lemon, and or bourbon. Probably ixnay on the bourbon, but the rest of the ingredients are just common, typical ingredients that are pretty good. Gargle with oregano oil and water. I haven't specifically done that, but I think the next time I steam my face with oregano, I will just also do that either just before or just after. I'll put a drop or 2 of oregano oil extra and gargle with it and see what happens. Oregano steam, another person suggesting that. Let's see here. More elderberry syrup, more. I'm not reading them out loud right now because it's mostly stuff that we've heard before. So right now I'm scanning for something new. Thieves essential oil and lozenges. This one's a little different from what we've heard so far. Honey and lemon juice and herbal tea. Also a teaspoon of honey and crushed garlic is a good antibacterial. So here's what I've been doing for when I just do garlic. I will take a clove of it, or 2 at the most. I will smash it, and then once that's broken open like that, I'll just let it sit there for 10 minutes so that the medicinal properties of the garlic get turned on. It starts with an A. I can't remember what it's called right now, but it takes 5 to 10 minutes for that to really open up and turn on, or to be activated, I guess is the best word. And then I will drop that into a glass of water, stir it, and then I'll drink the water. And then I'll put more water in it, let it sit a few minutes, just to make sure I get all of the garlic juice in me, and I'll drink it again. And that's a pretty potent way to get some potent garlic juice in you. And garlic is extremely antiviral, antifungal, antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, anti-parasitic too. So all of those things helps a ton. And I believe if you have that with vitamin C, I think if you couple those together, it just increases the nutrient absorption, something like that. Let's see, see what else I can find that's different, maybe. Hot water with lemon juice is pretty common. Another apple cider vinegar suggestion that I will not be doing again, not with this condition. Olive oil infused with oregano drizzled at the back of the throat. I often add garlic cloves to the mix. That's a pretty good suggestion. I haven't tried that one specifically yet, but I have been reading multiple sources lately about olive oil infused with oregano, so might have to give that a shot. Let's see here. 1 cup of water, 2 teaspoons of honey, 1 medium lemon. Heat water on the stove or in a microwave, 1 to 2 minutes. Add the honey and lemon juice to heated water. Mix until the honey is dissolved. Yeah, that one's pretty typical, but it's good though. Hurts to swallow. I need another sip right now. Hi Rachel, nice to see you here. Not too many comments happening. You're all just watching. Oh, there's a comment. I mix raw honey, organic ginger powder, organic cayenne powder, not sparingly, I hear you, and organic cinnamon powder into a small container, and whenever my kids have a sore throat or getting sick, they dip a spoon in it, and lick the spoon always helps them. Oh, interesting, Patty. I think you also put that on my thread a couple of days ago. That sounds very familiar. Just haven't gotten to that one yet. But it's definitely got me curious. It might be something I try. Oh, this person sounds smart. Gargling with hot water and salt and ginger. Snort salt water. I don't know about snorting salt water. Sounds uncomfortable. If you're into cell salts. Ferrum Phos, Kali Myrrh, Natrum Myrrh, Silica, whatever that is. Sounds very smart. Gargling with Himalayan salt, drinking green tea with lavender. I haven't tried lavender so far. Honey, lemon, and chunks of ginger. Oh, and Jakeman's throat drops are great. So I'm unfamiliar with Jakeman's throat drops. I can't imagine it topping throat coat, but who knows? Tea with honey and ibuprofen. Yeah, so far I'm staying away from the pharmacological stuff. Oh, Patty Hall. Speaking of that, I just found your comment that you left for me. Raw honey, mixed ginger. I use organic powdered ginger and organic powdered cayenne and cinnamon. Stir it together and dip a spoon in and suck on it. My kids love it and it works great. I use a lot of cayenne. It helps numb and it has antiseptic qualities. Thank you for that, Patty. That's awesome. I just came across that right after I read your comment here. If you're still on this thing, you'll have to let me know you got that. All right, let's see here. And I will review the ones that have been working for me the most at the end of this video, because there's like 2 or 3 things that have been working far better than all of the other ones. And the one that's worked the least would be the one that actually agitated my throat, which would be gargling with apple cider vinegar, which normally I love that stuff. Oh, let's see here. Olive leaf tincture, hot lemon water. So that would be a different one. I don't have any olive leaf oil. Okay, here's one. Fresh ginger root, about a thumb's length, peeled and sliced. 1 cup of cola type soda. No, thank you. I'm already disinterested in that one, but maybe I can try it without the soda. Place both into a small saucepan and bring to a boil. Turn heat down and simmer. So the only ingredients then is fresh ginger and cola. So yeah, I guess I won't be trying that one. But thank you for the suggestion just the same. Let's see here. Oh, here's one. I tried this one yesterday. This one had no effect on me whatsoever. If you woke up with a sore throat, mix water, 2 tablespoons honey, 2 tablespoons vinegar, probably because of the vinegar. Dash of cinnamon, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, mix well and drink. So this would be great with everything just minus the vinegar. And maybe I might throw some cayenne pepper in there. Let's see what else is in here that might be different. Blah, blah, blah. Thieves and a little bit of water, so that's popped up a couple of times. Liquid Tylenol, I've never heard of liquid Tylenol. But again, it's a pharmacological thing and I won't be having that. Popsicles? Okay. Echinacea tea, honey, lemon, and brandy. I do have echinacea tea. I did try that and it didn't really have much of an effect at all. The throat coat tea, so much better. Much more soothing. Warm water with lime juice, turmeric, ginger, and honey, so that's a bit more generic. That's been popping up a lot, and it's good stuff. Let's see here. This one I thought was interesting. Sliced onion mixed with honey and garlic. It has to sit overnight in the fridge. Tastes nasty but helps. Also spicy foods. if you can stand them. So the onion, I eat raw onion anyway, and I've been eating raw onion right now because raw onions are also antiviral, and they increase the healing capacity of all of your 1 trillion cells. The onion is a pretty amazing superfood. It's in my daily diet as it is anyhow. But having it with honey and garlic sounds pretty potent. I haven't coupled those together with those 3 things, so maybe I will. Let's see what else. A gargle mixture of liquid Benadryl and Maalox. So I won't be doing that one because it's a pharmacological thing. Take a medium onion, cut the ends off and peel it. Core out the center just large enough for a peeled garlic clove. Place it in a piece of aluminum foil and pour 2 tablespoons of honey over it. It will make some every hour. Interesting. Kind of similar to the one I just did a couple of entries ago here. And I might try it. Colloidal silver all the way, someone says. They don't say how to take it, but I guess I could read on the box or the bottle or whatever. Fresh ginger root tea. Yeah, ginger root has been among the best ingredients for sure, along with turmeric. Lemon and sugar on a spoon. Well, sugar feeds diseases, and sugar feeds viruses, colds, flus, so I'm not going to do anything where I'm literally adding sugar. That just sounds like a really bad idea. Let's see here. Chamomile tea. Yeah, chamomile is really good stuff. Parasites hate it and die in it. And of course, someone writes in, submits, try a BJ, Tom. I'm sure that would feel completely wonderful, but to subject somebody to being exposed to COVID-19, it just doesn't sound very nice to me. So I guess I'll have to hold off in the BJ, but thank you very much, my friend, for suggesting that. That was very sweet of you. That does sound really good right now. Okay, back on focus. I love my friends. Let's see here. Colloidal silver and a hot toddy with rye whiskey. No, thank you. Another hot toddy. Jeez, what's with you people, man? Oh my god. Real pineapple juice, a friend says. Anti-inflammatory. Lemon, honey, tea, add ginger. If your throat is related to stomach acid. I don't know what that means. That's got to be a typo for something. But as far as the pineapple juice goes, that's a lot of concentrated sugar, and that feeds disease and viruses and flus and so forth. So when it comes to pineapple, I personally think it's best to eat whole pineapple chunks instead of just the juice. And better than that, the core of the pineapple, especially if you extract the bromelain out of it, which I do in the form of supplements. So I think that's the best thing to do for that right now. Organic honey and burdock root tea. I don't know what burdock root tea is, but that would be something different for me to try. Almost at the end here. Buy over-the-counter throat spray. Ibuprofen. No, I'm not going to do any of that stuff. But I like the vitamin C suggestion as well as green tea supplement. Let's see here. Do the throat gargle recipe on the hydrogen peroxide bottle. Takes away soreness and kills bacteria. Then later warm salt water for healing. That could be good. And then the last entry I have so far is eating lots of blueberries. I love blueberries. And I have been eating them before and during this just because I like blueberries. But blueberries hasn't done anything for me that I've noticed as far as COVID-19. And maybe it is behind the scenes and I just don't know it. Who knows? So I'm going to keep eating them anyway because they're so good for me. But specifically for providing some relief from a sore throat from COVID, it hasn't done Diggy McGee's as far as that's concerned. Okay, so the things that have been working the best, it's going to be the throat coat that I told you about, the throat coat tea bags, the golden milk, turmeric golden milk. It's been working so good. And also the garlic water where I crush garlic, let it sit for 10 minutes to activate all the medicinal stuff. Throw it in water, drink it. Also, ginger roots. If you can do this, I will take, I don't know, an inch or two of ginger root. So, you know, about that much of ginger root. And I will peel it. I will cut it up into smaller chunks so I can put it all in my mouth. And then I'll just chew it and I'll suck all the juice down my throat. And when I can't suck out any more of the juice, I will spit out the pulp into the trash can. If you can stomach that, wow, or palate that, I should say, it does wonders. It's amazing. That's also the thing I did to break my fever early on. When I first, after I had gotten COVID, at some point I got the fever part of it, and it got pretty bad. It was 102. It even spiked at one point to 102.5. And so I did the ginger thing I just explained, and that went a long way towards helping me break the fever. That and not exerting any energy at all, and making sure I didn't have too many blankets on me so I could cool off, and staying hydrated and drinking enough water. And so those things really broke that fever early on pretty quickly. I didn't have it very long, thank goodness. But now it's just a sore throat, and the sore throat has been going on pretty consistently for 4 or 5 days. And the things that has helped that the most, I'll reiterate that again, it's going to be the throat coat tea bags, as well as the turmeric golden milk. Highly recommend that. And also any concoction where I'm putting in lemon juice, turmeric roots, ginger root, raw organic local honey, and mixing that up and drinking it. And it doesn't even need the honey, to be honest with you. Sometimes I'll put the honey in there, sometimes not, because it does have a lot of sugar. So most of the time, actually, I don't do the honey part of it. And then I'll just drink it in any concoction with the ginger root, turmeric roots. Even just those two things are great. And if I want to put lemon juice in there too, that's fine too. But those have been the things that have felt the most soothing so far through this whole ordeal. And I showed you a bunch of supplements that towards the beginning of this video that I've been using for some of these different recipes, but that's what I've been working with, as well as drinking plenty of water, staying hydrated. And I am working out now. My energy level is great. Yesterday I did an hour and 50 minutes, just shy of 2 hours of vinyasa flow yoga. Got a great sweat going. I sweat my ass off, really. The sweat was just dripping down and hitting the yoga mat. And I kept up with it. My body wasn't telling me to stop, and I felt really great after exerting that kind of energy. So that's a really good sign. So now I just have this stupid sore throat that I wish would go away. Oh God, that would be so wonderful if it went away. Let's see here, get caught up on comments. Let's see here. Hello, all the new people. Wow, great. Vitamins and supplements that thin blood like garlic and vitamin D and E. Glad you are finding things to make this a little more tolerable for you. Me too, but it still sucks. If it means into the chest, 4 drops of oil of oregano in a bowl of hot water, cover with towel and inhale until steam is gone. Yep, definitely, Rachel. Here's a really cool story. So my mom's doctor has been calling me every day to update me on things, but he's also been asking me how I'm doing, because for obvious reasons. And so just it was yesterday's conversation. I told the doctor how I'm doing, and that I'm just basically dealing with a sore throat, and that my energy is actually very good. I did over an hour and a half of yoga. I just had the sore throat. He's like, oh, that's great. And then he says, make sure that you're eating really clean, healthy food, and in addition, get a lot of vitamin C and a lot of zinc. And this is a medical doctor who told me this. It almost never happens. I'm talking maybe 2% of the time I hear anything nutritional from a medical doctor. So I got all excited about that. I'm like, oh, thank you, doctor, for saying that. I'm so glad you told me that, because I have been taking vitamin C and zinc and eating super clean. So I'm glad you let me know that I'm doing the right thing. So then he just encouraged me to keep doing that kind of stuff. And a lot of you out there too, a lot of you have submitted me ideas that revolve around vitamin C and zinc, and you guys are right. Even the good medical doctors know that. And that was really exciting for me. As much as I'm really pissed off at the medical community, and especially the pharmaceutical industry, for obvious reasons, I am so desperate to get behind doctors and the medical community 100% when they do the right thing, because we need them. We really do. And we need them to know about nutrition and nature And there's a time and place for pharmacological drugs. There really is. It can save somebody's life, but it needs to be, there needs to be wisdom applied as to when we're going to go that route and when the timing is right, instead of using it as almost a first option. And most of the time, almost all the time, anybody is prescribed a pharmacological drug, there's no talk of nutrition. There's no talk of doing anything to correct the underlying problem. It almost never happens. But when it does happen, man, I give all the credit in the world to any medical doctor that brings it up, that talks about it, that wants to really help their patients out, rather than just putting a Band-Aid or a pill for every ill, because that kills people, man. There's nothing that kills more people than, unfortunately, the medical community with the pharmacological industry. So that's a whole nother rant for another day, even though I just kind of ranted a little bit. Alright guys, that about ends this video. That's all I really wanted to talk about in this one. I hope you got something out of it. Remember my website, tomberkenmeyer.com. All that stuff I went over here is going to be over there, including all these suggestions I read to you that was submitted. I put a copy of all of that on my website just today, so it's among the top entries right now, as well as the cold and flu killer, which is along with turmeric, golden milk, and throat coat. Those are the three things that have helped the most. The cold and flu killer, the throat coat tea bags, and the turmeric, golden milk. Those three things. I've got the recipes for all of them on my website, tomberkenmeyer.com, and they're also on my YouTube channel, and it's all free. You can get it and you can share it with people, and if it helps you out, fantastic. It certainly helps me out a lot. And that's all I've got. Glad you're starting to feel better. Well, thank you very much. I'm glad too. The throat, however, is not really starting to get better yet in a meaningful way. I still wish it was, though. I'm hoping that's going to be my next big update for you, is that, oh my god, my sore throat is finally getting better in a meaningful way. Oh wow, I'm so excited. I can't wait. Yay. That'll be awesome. And then there will be other updates after that too, like, oh my god, I ran a 5K finally. I did it in under 20 minutes. Wow, I'm back. Wow. That'll be really cool too. Okay, everybody. If that's all, I don't see any other comments soon, other than feel better, get well, which I appreciate very much. So take care, stay healthy, and absorb everything I'm putting out there as you see it helping you or other people around you. And none of this is to undermine any healthcare professional. This is just general information I'm putting out there. So always take responsibility for your own health. Do what works for you. Okay. Bye for now.